I'm recording now. So let's see your OBGG. I'm going to share my screen. Can you see?
Yep, I can see.
Let's take a look. So, okay, so this is your early account, or do you have other accounts?
This is my only account. Well, I have another account, but like, what am I trying to say? They don't have any skins on it, and I don't play ranked on it.
Okay, so this is like your main.
Yeah,
Okay, perfect. So, how long have you been playing the game?
since about early 2016, late 2015.
Okay.
But like, it's been on and off. So like, even like the jungle changes, I didn't even notice those. So
Okay. Always playing ADC?
yeah. Well, I played other lanes, but I pretty much just wanted to go to ADC. I got taking it seriously.
Okay. I see that you play a lot of Jinx, like you're maybe like an OTP Jinx. Can see from this.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
pretty much play Jinx unless she gets banned.
What do you play if she's banned?
Either pretty much MF or Tristana, and I played a little bit of Caitlyn because I like her range.
I think those champions are fine. They are very good to learn the role as a whole. They are simple enough, so you don't have to effort too much on the details, right? So I like that you play those. Um, so yeah, I think it's fine. Let's see the bot right now. Oh, another thing is, what is your goal with the game?
Right now, it's to get a platinum, but it's like as a whole overall, it's to like understand how to be better as an ADC
Hmm. Okay.
and how to understand the game better
Okay. Okay.
from a high elo perspective.
We want to get to plat or
Yeah.
gold. Okay. Fine. This is. Let me check which one, which game it is. I want to see your runes. Okay. This one, right? Okay. So you were Jinx Lux against Kaisa Syra, right? They have 2.5 tanks. I say and a half because Diana builds a little bit of HP. Uh, mm, so in these situations, you can go for cut down, or coup de grace. I like cut down because since they have a lot of front lane, these three, right? These three guys, you can you can get them low enough faster, so, and then you can get your resets and win the fight. But the thing about coup de grace is you need them to be low enough in the first place, and that's hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if, as a general rule, if they have 2 or more tanks with or champions with a lot of HP, I would recommend you to go cut down. Oh, yeah, cut down. And if they don't, you can go coup de grace. That will be fine. For secondary runes, I think it's okay. Taste of Blood plus what is called as Horatius Hunter, I think. Yep, and the rest is fine. The only variation you can take is if they have double double mages or something like that. You can go MR, but that's fine in this case. The order of your skills is okay. Yep, everything seems fine from here. So let's see at your laning first, and we will talk about a couple of things. So the way I like to view this game is you don't have to remember what you did. Try to look at this game if you were like a spectator. Okay?
Okay.
And try to discuss with me what do you think about the things that this player, Jinx, is doing, right or bad. Okay? So we are not taking like we are not biased by our thoughts. I like that you play with the champions names and not the summoner nicks. That's good. So we don't do a leash. Okay. By seeing the map right now, what can you tell me that's important?
That our jungle and top are pretty much top lane. Our jungle's top anyway.
Yeah. One thing. What else?
I warded our blue, so you can see that.
What about Tamkench?
Okay, so he's top, so pretty much the jungle probably started bottom.
Right. The jungler started bottom. So that's the first thing you have to take note is where the enemy jungler started and when your jungler started. So you will have an idea always where if you are going to get ganked or not. Okay. So generally speaking, unless they have like a strong level 2 ganker like Shaco, Lee Sin or something like that, generally speaking, the jungler will be doing something like this, like most of the time. So you will be safe for the first minutes, unless they do something crazy level 2, right? Or do like an invade. So that's important. Every game you have to track the jungler, or at least know where he started, so you have an idea where he is and where he will be. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, another question. Do you know how many minions do you need for level 2 on bot lane as a dual lane?
Not really. I normally just auto the minions until I get level 2, and then I try and rush them if they're open.
Okay, so this is important because you get level 2 first, you have 2 champions level 2 against 2 champions level 1. So you have 4 skills and they have 2. Basically you are the double of as powerful as them. So the way you get level 2 on bot lane is different from other lanes because you share XP from every minion. Now, if you get to lane and none of you miss the XP of the minions, you will need a whole wave and 3 more melees to get level 2. Exactly with those 3 melees, you last hit the third, and both of you will get to level 3. I mean level 2. And the same goes for the other side, okay? So that's important, because we can take advantage of it. Okay. Now, do you know how both of these champion works?
I believe I do.
Okay, can you tell me about it?
Pretty much for Zyra, I'm making sure I don't get stunned by her plants, and for Kaisa, I don't want to be super close to her so she can Q me and pretty much do a lot of damage to me.
Okay. So Zyra, you have to be aware of the snare from Zyra. Okay. Now the snare is in a straight line. It's very it's very like very big to the sides. But you can tell if she has it or not when he wastes a spell. If he starts Q, which is the one which is perpendicular to her, that's the damage one. The one which is a straight line is the snare. So it doesn't start the snare. There's one less thing you have to worry about. Now the thing about Kaisa, she has very short range, but when she's fighting in her range, she's very powerful. And when you are in isolation, it's also powerful because her Q deals more damage. So one thing you can do in this matchup specifically is abuse your range with rockets and try to poke her by hitting these minions. If she gets close to these minions, you can rocket this one and the splash will deal a little bit of damage to her, and also will proc your lethal tempo. That lethal tempo can be used to poke more or work with the wave to shove. So it has many uses. Now, the thing I recommend as a general rule is to always be in a position where you can act or respond. For example, you see that Syra and Kai'Sa are here. Your Lux is positioning like very aggressively, like just outside of the range of Kai'Sa, so you're probably going to try to land an E into both of them, which is fine. Now, you're very far away. What you should be doing here is try to be in the same line as Lux. So if she fights, you can also fight. Yeah?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Try to keep in line with your support so both of you can act at the same time. Q to get the minions. Okay. Poke a little bit. Okay. Okay. Here's another thing. Look at Syra's movements. She's parallel to her ADC, right? You're parallel as well, but you're too close. So in some matchups against AoE abilities like Syra's Q or E, this is not too good because she can hit both of you with one skill, and that's very bad because we both lose the same amount of HP. It will be the same idea against something like a mage, like Serath or Vel'Koz or something like that. You don't want to be in close proximity with your support if they are able to hit you. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, you are outside of her range, but you get the idea. Right? Now, you see that Syra walks back. You can walk a little bit up to pressure Kai'Sa, because you will be able to hit her with your rocket, and she won't be able to hit you back. So you get free poke for nothing. Right? You can get free damage out of it. Now, I like this that you are maintaining your position, but always you have to be aware of where the enemy support is. So here you can like move toward this area and try to poke Kai'Sa when she goes for basic attacks on minions. So you have to frame it like this. If she goes for an auto attack on the minion, you can get an auto attack into her while she's doing the animation. Now you can do that when you have an advantage on minions. You see that your minions have more HP than their minions.
Mm-hmm.
So Kai'Sa will need to auto attack this minion a couple of times to be even in minions HP. So that's like that's what I like to call a minion advantage. When you have that minion advantage, you can like last hit, you get the last hit, and then you can pressure Kai'Sa, so she can pull off the auto attacks into minions for free. So you are punishing her for that. Now, what will do that? I mean, what that will make them do is, as Kai'Sa is being pressured, he will have to either back off, or Syra will have to go in and try to trade into you to pull you away. So that's basically making pressure in your opponent. Okay? Now here you see that Syra started E and wasted, so now you can walk up and try to harass her. If she doesn't respect, she gets chunk. If she respects, you are zoning her from the lane, basically. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, wave 2 arrives. So if you kill these 3, you will level up. You will reach level 2 with your support, and then you can look for an all-in with your 4 skills. So this is a very important timing you have to be aware of. Now you see that Syra is very far away, so you shouldn't be so back in the lane. Try to be at the same level with Lux. So Kai'Sa you can zone Kaisa away from the minions since her support is very far away. Now, Lux lands a poke, but you are too far away to follow that up. So this is like your first major mistake. Is Lux is going in and Syra is like on the other on another planet. You should be walking forward when Syra is over here. So if a fight breaks out, you can trade into Kaisa. So here Lux had chunked, right? And now Syra is going to go here, and now you're not able to do much because you are 1v2 basically. You see?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here, have to be careful of Syra's E. Okay. Another thing is about the summoners. In this game, I would prefer to go exhaust instead of heal, because Kaisa is like a Tristana. She wants to all in you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Diana, which is on the other side, also wants to all in you. And most likely the supports go ignite these days. So heal. If you don't heal before the ignite, you lose half of the value of the spell. So as a general rule, I would recommend you to go exhaust, unless you don't need to prevent someone from all-inning you, which is very rare these days. Like if you are against an Ezreal, exhaust is not mandatory. But if you're against Kaisa, Tristana, Samira, Kalista, something like that, it's way more useful because you stop them from all-inning you. Okay. Here, so this is important. You see that you have a big wave, and Kaisa is falling back. Syra is fighting against you. So here, you are responding, which is fine. But when she starts to walk back, you should switch to your rocket and try to hit her, and maybe you can burn something, or even kill her right there. Here you should step on the plant, because if you step on it, you are killing the plant and they can't be coming to the things that pull you down. Because when Syra uses her Q around this plant or her E, this thing grows up and start to hit you. And one way to prevent that is when you're not in danger of her, because she's very far away, you can step on it and it will be useless. Okay. Now, because you walk back, when you have the opportunity to step on it, Syra can walk up and pressure you to Q this or E this, and it will grow up into a plant and start hitting you. Okay. So now this is very uncomfortable for you. You see? That's what happens when she throws her skills. So one way to prevent the plants to grow up is by stepping on the seeds. Okay. So far, what do you think about your laning so far?
It's like I feel like I knew all this at some point, but it's like when I'm in the game, I just throw it out the window and I just try playing back.
It's like it's difficult to apply the things in game.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe
because like when in game, in game, like I'm a very scared player. I just like play back until I feel like I'm strong enough to take on these fights.
I see. Why do you think you have that fear?
Why do I think I have that fear?
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want to feed early game and then throw the game.
Okay. Mm, I mean, that's valid. It's a valid point, right? No one wants to feed, right? But the thing is, okay, your champion has a insane late game or mid game, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you have this kind of champion, that doesn't mean that you have to be like um, just like in your turret farming and not doing anything, because as you saw earlier, Syra was playing very poorly in the early game, and you can punish those things because a lot of players in your level don't play the game correctly. Now, if you play the game correctly, and they do mistakes like that where Syra gets fucked, you can punish with a couple of autos, and you can start winning even earlier the game. So then you will not have to fear anything because you will be accelerating yourself to the point where you don't have fear. You see?
Okay.
So basically, you have to adapt to the circumstances of the game. If they are playing bad, try to punish. If they are pressuring you or playing very correctly, you have to respect. But you don't always want to be respectful if the situation is not for it. You see? Okay, now let's back in here. Let's see what you did. So you arrived to lane. I don't recommend you to buy a ping ward so early because you're not in a position where you can defend the ping ward. If you were ahead, I would recommend you to buy a ping and place it like here and try to push and harass. But when you're in the situation that you're in right now, what are you going to do with this ping?
Normally I just have it on me just in case I want to place it down.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, because vision, right?
Yeah.
But if you let's say that you place your ping ward here, right?
Yeah.
Can you defend that ping ward?
Not really. I just played a game too where I placed one there and it didn't really do much.
Yeah, so always before buying these pings, try to think about if you can defend it or not. If the answer is yes, you can do it and place it in the river and go more aggressive, right? But if you don't, you're just stunting your build. Another thing you can do is if you have some spare gold, you can look for the refillable potion, which is 150 gold, if I'm not mistaken. And in this kind of lane, it's very useful because the refillable gives you 125 HP per charge, and it has 2 charges, so it's 250 HP per base extra every time you base, and you buy it only once. So it's a very good investment if you don't have like a major item to buy. You can look for that. I really like that item. Okay, so now we are less hitting, we're chilling. So something you can do here is, since your jungler is going top side and you don't know where the enemy jungler is, in this situation this wave is going to start pushing towards them very slowly because you have a couple of more minions. So what I recommend you to do here is to first, you don't want to be ganked, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, I'm mistaken. The jungler was topside. Okay, so the jungler is topside. It doesn't matter. But let's say that the sack is not here. Okay. If that were the case, in this situation, I will recommend you to kill these minions with your rockets. Kill all of this as quickly as you can when your wave meets the enemy one, and that way you will push all of these minions, and they will not be able to freeze it outside of the turret because they are too many. and then you don't need to escort the wave to the turret to crash it. You just have to be back here and wait for the wave to come into you. So that's one way to prevent ganks in this spot. Now, as you notice that Zac is topside, you don't have to worry about preventing the gank because you're not going to get ganked anyways. So the play style changes to, okay, we are 2v2. How can I exploit this situation? So one way is to zone them from minions, right? So you can walk up a little bit. You have to be careful from this spot because Syra can throw her plants. You can walk to here and try to be on the same spot as Lux, in the same line. So if they come, Lux can manage to land an E plus Q or something, and you can get your W or your E and get some autos and chunk them. So you're zoning them from the minions. Now the other option is to push this wave and harass them on the turret, which is also a very good option since you both have long range on poke, and that will make Kai'Sa struggle to last hit on the turret, and she won't be able to respond much. So here I will push. I would like to push. And you're too scared. I mean, what? Yeah, you're too scared of it. I mean, what can they do to you here? What do you think? What can Kai'Sa do here?
I'm just always afraid of getting stunned and then all in. That's just my thing.
The thing is, Syra has to stun you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if she stuns you and Kai'Sa auto-attacks you, all of these minions will hit Kai'Sa and you can respond. So if you have a big wave, these are like your how it's called, like your guardians, right? If you have a big wave, you can protect yourself with it. So here, you just have to be aware of if she is able to hit you or not. She's very far away, so I can stay here and try to poke Kai'Sa if she goes for last hits. If she comes, I have to maintain the range, the maximum range. I can go towards top side. So that way, if she comes here, you move towards top and look for Kai'Sa. And always try to avoid one of them. Always try to be in the range of only one of them. In this case, Kai'Sa, because she has very long range. You can trade back. But here, instead of going towards north, you're going back. But it's too much. You're like a screen away from Syra, you see. And that's one of the problems. So she waits her Q. You can get back in, get these minions, and then Kai'Sa will have to back off because she has all of these minions that are going to hit her. And you can escort the wave and try to throw rockets and try to dodge the E from Syra. But I don't like that you're playing too far back. And the point of this word is, what is the point of this?
Normally I place a ward there because I like staying near turret, and I thought she was going to push in, so I just wanted to have that warded in case Zyra went in there.
Okay, so this ward is useful if you know that this is going towards you, right? But it's not the case. Yeah. You have more minions, so now if it depends on you, I mean, if they push or not, it will depend if they want to or not. It's not a guaranteed thing. But for example, if they have more minions that you have very little, this will push regardless. So that in that case, this ward could be useful because you will know if Syra is here, right? If you know that they are pushing towards you. But this is not the case. You can push here, stack the wave with the next with the incoming one, crash it to the turret, and then you can recall and avoid the incoming gank because Zac already did the play on top lane, so most likely he will be backing and there's a chance that he can gank bot. So the way we can use the wave in our favor is push the wave and then get back, and we avoid the gank because we know that Zac is coming. But if the wave is here and it maintains here, Zac is going to get bot when the wave is on a good spot for you to be ganked. So that's very bad. No. Okay. Now the same thing. Remember level 1 when Syra walked back? Okay, so now it's the same thing. You see? Now you have to walk up and try to harass this guy and crash the wave. Because you know Zac can be coming bot here. Okay, you see the top. Now the things change. Now you have to get back to the plan of harassing this guy every time you can, because Syra is like pretty much dead here. So you see the aggressiveness of Lux?
Yeah.
Because she's able to, and you are able to do it as well. Okay. So you have to, in this spot you should be playing like Lux. Don't be so afraid back there. There's no reason to. Okay, good W. Okay, that's good. That pathing towards top to avoid the plant is good. So you do something like this. Now we don't need to ward because Zac is topside. So this means that maybe you're not looking at your map constantly.
Yeah, I'm trying to get better at it. That's why the map is so huge.
Yeah, it's fine. I like it. Now what I would do here is to push and try to harass this guy on the turret. And look for a back. Look for a back because that could be coming towards us right now. So we'll crash this. And now what options do we have? What things can we do here?
We said we know Zac is topside, so like we could harass under.
Like 30 seconds ago, Zac was around here. So now he could be in his way to bot side. It's a chance. Okay. There's a chance of it.
So we probably want to back then.
Yep, because Lux is very low on mana. The wave is going to bounce. There's not a big buy, but we can avoid the gank and replenish of our resources, right? So this will be a good timing to back. If it's not the case and your Lux is like very high on mana, and there's not a gank incoming, you can poke this guy and try to get plates. That's the other option. But the priority here is to avoid the ganks. So here what I would do is ping your recall over here. You can ping it and ask for Lux with the ping her with the yellow one, the caution ping, and try to make her back. You should be recalling here.
Yeah.
Okay, Lux goes for that. Now the thing is, now we have to we're like locked in lane because we know that Zac could be coming here. Syra is coming back, so we have two options. One option is to try to shove this thing in as quickly as we can and get away, or just last hit and catch the wave on the turret. That's are the two options, right? Because we didn't recall in time. So this is a little dangerous because we don't know where Zac is, and Syra got back into lane. Yeah. You see that there is danger here. So
I know I missed a lot of CS.
Zac can be coming from here, so that's very dangerous. So in these spots,
oh no!
In these spots you can look for when you are over here. Before Syra arrives, you can ward here if you have your ward up, because you know that the wave is coming towards you. That way you can prevent a lane gank, which is very common in these spots, right? Because you know that they are pushing towards you. But now you just kill and try to not be ganked. You always have to assume that Zac could be around here. Oops. Okay, Diana on the river. We are not able to act. Okay. Oops. So Nunu comes. You can hold the wave a little bit. I like this that you are trying to thin it. If you want to thin the wave, I recommend you to kill the casters first because it's easier to last hit them and they also deal more damage to the wave. So if you kill the casters, your wave will be healthier and they will maintain more time here. If you kill the melees, you will have to tank this group of minions. So yeah, try to thin the wave by killing the caster first. Okay, you have to maintain it right here. It's a very good position because you have your Nunu nearby. Now Zac could be in the bushes from lane, which is dangerous, so you should be aware that he could be here. He could be. So you have to be prepared. Okay, Nunu comes again. Nice. Nice. A kill. Oh, I like to watch this. I want you to look at your mouse here. I'm going to put it in slow-mo. Can you see your mouse?
Yeah, I use a
Okay.
attack move mostly.
Okay. So I want you to here. You see that you're canceling a lot of auto attacks?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so here what you can do is one thing is going to range. I usually use A to display the range. You can press C as well, so you can look at your range. The thing is, if you are in maximum range with and try to auto attack something, the auto attack can get cancelled if they step back. So you have to be a little bit further. Throw the auto attack and then kite towards him, like towards forward, like forward. Meanwhile, your auto attack gets its cooldown back, like an it's thing like it was an ability with low cooldown. Okay. So the thing is, like here, you click Kaisa instead of clicking like in this area. So you should click here, then Kaisa, then here, and then Kaisa, and you will be kiting properly. And that's why you cancel a lot of auto attacks, because you're clicking her. So your champion is trying to max range auto attack her, and since she walks out, it gets cancelled. And another thing, your traps, you can place them like to cut them off in a way, and also you can use your rockets here if you are too far away. Yeah. Now, since we get this off, we will push all the way back because our wave is arriving, and then get a nice recall. Yeah. Here, I will try to push this. Oh,
yeah.
So here, you rocket the back wave, and then last hit these ones, because it's easier to manage it that way. And here also you can, yeah, you should definitely rocket this one, get this out of the way, then attack these ones, and if she wants to fight you, you can do it as well because you have a lot of minions. Yeah. Yeah, you're too afraid. Okay. That's level 6. Okay, that comes. In these spots, I will flash immediately. Okay. You survive. And now we are locked out again. Okay. So here I will kill these minions and recall. Yeah, you should be recalling. But the problem is your recall timings are not like in coordination with your support. I know that it's solo queue, but there were a lot of times where you could have recall and it wouldn't damage your lane state. Okay. From here. Put rocket for damage. Nice. Okay. That's enough. Get back. Here I would look for pushing bottom. Get the wave on the turret. Then you can look for Drake, but not in the opposite order. You see that you're trying to make Drake as you lose minions in the wave. So generally speaking, when you want to do this, try to crash the wave first, so you are making them lose something and you are saving time before for your jungler to arrive first. You see? So here you should be crashing the wave, and when your jungler arrives, you can start the Drake with no problems. Because if you do it in the opposite way, you will lose minions, but it will take the same time. So you do this, and here you recall, and you see the wave. You lose some. You lose some minions there. If you did it in the opposite order, you will prevent Kai'Sa from taking them, and it will be a better outcome in that way. Okay. No quiver. Now we can shove the waves fast enough. Okay. Okay, this pink ward is fine because now you're way stronger, so you can defend it. Okay. So here the same thing. Remember level 1 and level 3?
Yeah, I want to be close to Lux.
Look at but look at Syra. She's very far away, so you want to pressure them. Even if you don't want to fight, just pressure them. Okay. Yeah, and always try to get away from this guy and be close to this guy. If she's back and she's forward, you can do the opposite thing. Always try to make a triangle with your target, so both of you can hit him, but this guy can't hit you. Okay?
Okay.
I will link you a video after this which talks about this. Sack stop. That's our main concern because we know that we win 2v2. Yeah, I'm worried because you're too far away. You see that Kai'Sa is doing what she wants. She's hitting the wave for free. You have more range with your rockets. You could be hitting the minions and hitting her at the same time, and like fighting for the wave. But you're not. Okay. Well, that will be a good opportunity for. Okay, nice. The thing is that you're just following your support when it's obvious that you win, but you're not being proactive when you can. That's the main thing. You're expecting too much. You're not playing with your range. That's one of the main strengths of Jinx. Because when they are on top of you, you don't have too much to do. That's what bothers me. Like this, like do that thing, like rocketing the back wave is what you want to do when you want to push. Yeah, just like that. So that way, if you are, for example, let's back here. Here, you can do the same thing you were doing here. Rocket this wave, then auto attack these minions, and she will have to face all of the wave and both of you, so you know that you're winning. You see? Because if you have more minions, she can land her Q, she can land her W, you will receive more damage, you will deal more damage. You see? Okay. Oh, this is yeah. So there's a thing you can do here. You can place your trap here. It will depend on what Lux thinks, but your trap prevents Kai'Sa's ultimate. If she does through it, it will catch her.
Okay. See, so I didn't know.
You can land your traps and ping Lux to be here, like walk like this. So if she ults, she will be stuck here. Okay. Another thing is, wanna see. So every time you leave base, press tab like this. Check your items, check your farm, look at the minimap, move your camera. You don't need to stay with your camera like this. You can be looking towards top to see if there's a rocket opportunity. Okay, because you're just walking towards bot, but you don't know how low is Zac or Tahm Kench on the top side. So you're missing information that could be beneficial for you. So that's free time that you're not too much. So there you look and you throw your rocket. Yeah. But by not looking at your map when you can, in those, like generally when you leave base, you're missing a lot of information. Okay, so try to always be doing something, even if it's not like fighting or direct relation with your champion. You can be absorbing information from other places. Okay, this is good. This push is good because bot side is their duo lane is mid lane. Okay, we respect Diana. Now we always want to press tab and see what items does Diana have, to see if she's able to fight us or not. Okay. Yeah, I think it's fine. Now, okay, Zac is top side, so this is free. Nice. There is mid. Fine. Now you should take the wave. Nice. Nice. Do you level up your abilities with hotkeys?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Here, to get easier last hits, as I told you before, hit the back wave first, because your wave is going to get this low enough, so that way you don't have to time it correctly. So you will have to deal all the damage to the back wave. Meanwhile, the enemy minions, the melees, are getting low. So then you already last hit them, and that's way easier to do. Because here you like you can mess up, right, like that. And now you can mess up these two, this as well, you see? So if you want to crash the wave or farm the wave as fast as possible, try to always hit the back wave first. It's way easier to do. Okay. Nice. Oh, okay. Nice. Now you are very fed. Okay. You should change your trinket to the blue one when you reach level 9. I think it's always the best as ADC. A good option, because you don't want to be face checking with the yellow one. Okay. Now here, what's important to do is you want to ping where you're going, and to know where you need to go, you have to tab and look at the objectives and look at the waves, look at the game state, evaluate where you want to go. You want to go top, you want to go mid, you want to go bot. What's the best thing for your team to do? So let's say that you want to go to mid, you can ping Ari to go to catch this wave. At least try it. And if she goes, it's way more beneficial, because you will be safer on mid lane. You will have a long lane to chase someone that has to overextend because they doesn't have turrets outside, and you are in closer proximity to all of the map. You see?
Yeah.
So if you want to go mid, your intention are, if those are your intentions, you should ping it. The same thing goes for when you want to fight, or for example, let's say that you have like a good power spike like your Kraken, and Kai'Sa doesn't, you can ping that as well. When doing this thing, try to use machine gun twice, and then switch to rockets. Throw 2 rockets and then switch back to machine gun, because your attack speed stacks. I mean, stay when you're in rocket form, but if you do like 2 or 3 rockets and switch back, you can reset the stacks, so your attack speed prevails. That will depend on your attack speed, but like a general rule is you can do 2 and 2 when you're doing AoE camps. You will catch the wave. Okay. Always try to look for W's so your team can follow it. Remember that Jinx is has a lot of setup with your W. It slows a lot. So yeah. Okay, let's see this. So here, flash immediately outside, and you will be around here and try to fight with rockets. So this is, I don't know if it's because you didn't see Zack's E, or,
yeah, I didn't see it.
or you didn't know that it will be enough for you to be killed. Because if someone lands a CC on you, they will all follow up. So the first skill is the most important. So you're cutting the chain of action, basically. Always be conscious about what they can do to CC you and lock you down. So that's the thing. You flashed, but it was too late. If you flashed right away, you win the fight easily. because they can get on top of you. I always try to identify the threats with against your champion. In this case, it's Diana, if she gets in range, or Sax E. So those are like the biggest threats you want to be aware of, to be flashing out. You don't switch your trinket, which I don't like too much. Okay, W, nice. Okay. Okay, here I don't like this, that you're walking ahead of the wave. You don't have a reason to. Someone can collapse into you. Generally speaking, you don't have a reason to do this. This is dangerous, right? Face checking is dangerous. There's no one on the map. So I will try to avoid that. You're a very squishy champion. Okay. That's also dangerous, like doing this. Like you see that some words and you this could be Zac or Diana. What if they go into you? You see? Then you know that Syra, but you always have to assume that the danger is there as an ADC. It's like playing survival horror. Okay, good. But okay, why do you run? You should be fighting here. Like already wastes her E.
I think.
Yeah.
I think I go back in. I'm not entirely sure why I ran.
Yeah, that's very weird. Okay. Nice. Nice. So that part of the fight was fine. Like this. This part of the fight is good. Always max range with your front lane, right? This is good, but the initial part where you were running immediately with no threats nearby, I think that's lack of map awareness. So always when you want to when something is happening, you have to ask yourself, where's the enemy? Where's everyone? That's the main thing. If you know where everyone is, you will know how to position yourself. That's one of the hard things playing ADC. To position correctly. But what makes it easier is to always think ahead. Nice. For example, here Kaisa is on top side, so you know that you can push. That kind of stuff are the ones that you have to be aware of. Where everyone is, what everyone is doing. Okay. I will just recall here. Just recall. So the thing is here, if you want to go for a post like a red, you ping it. But if your team wants to go top side, you have to be okay. I want to follow them and keep fighting because we are strong, or I want to separate from them. So I think the best here is to maintain united with your team because you're very strong and the wave on bot lane is pushing anyways. So if you go top side, you can take this. You can aim for a Baron or maybe look for picks if they face check here. Yeah, but yeah, I don't like this too much. Like you're already ahead, so you want to try to close the game. By going bot, they lack your damage to do things or to hit the turret, so they like it too much. If you want to do this, you have to ping them to back off. At least. If you're not doing that, you're not telling them to, like, it's like you're not playing the game. Are you agree or?
Yeah, I hear you.
So every time you want to take a decision, try to ping it, so your team knows what you're planning to do. Always. If you want to go in, ping on the way. If you need assistance, ping assist. If you want to recall, ping them to back off because you have gold and you ping your gold and things. So they will know how to act around it. Okay, nice. Oh shit.
Yeah, when I was rewatching that, I seen her on the map, but in the moment I wasn't looking at it.
So we know there are 4 people there. Where's the 5th one? Is the question, right? If we don't know where Diana is, because we didn't look at the map or something, we have to be very aware that she could be coming from a bush or something, right? So yeah, she collapses into you from behind. Okay, you end up dying. So my advice here is, if you had trouble with the map and you don't have the information because you didn't look at the map, or you don't have the information to look at it, just assume that she's there somewhere in the fog of war. Okay. Then if you get like comfortable with looking at the map constantly, you will get the information and it will be easier. But if you don't know, you have to assume that the danger is there. Okay, guys says bot. All of them are bot. So here you have to ping on the way, and I want to fight, right? So you're incentivizing your team to do stuff. Don't just follow your team around. Try to propose things. Be proactive. Because if you follow your team, when the time that your team doesn't know what to do, you won't be doing anything. You see? So if you're in a position where you can lead them when you're very far ahead, you should do it every time. Okay, for example, here, do you want to do Baron? If you want to do Baron,
mainly
ping Baron.
Okay.
If you want to leave Baron, ping Caution. If you want to fight Sack, ping Sack. I'm going here, I'm going there. So your team knows. And they will ping you as well. You see that Riven is pinging on the way, Ari is on the way. The same thing, you can do it. So you will be on the same page. Or at least try. Because there's a lot of people that don't do it. How did that hit? What?
I don't know.
What? That was so fake. Okay. Okay. That was funny. Okay. Okay, now. Here. You see the pings? You should do it as well. Oh. Okay. Okay. Okay, nice. Nice. So now you have to be more confident on yourself and try to lead your team because you're the main carrier right now. You have 3 items. You have the soul. Now your team relies on your damage in a way. So that's important to do. Like try to say, okay, I want to do this because I am strong right now. Feel for me. I want to fight here. I want to fight there. I don't want to fight here. I want to recall. I want to look for picks. So on. That will make you think about what you need to win the game also. Okay. I think you ping here or not. Let's see. No, you didn't.
Yeah, I was just following what they wanted to do.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're just following, which is not bad, but you can make more things that just follow like a bot. Here, you have to hug the left wall because somewhere could be there. Someone, Diana could be here. I don't know. It's a possibility, right? Okay. Yep. There's no rush because the Riemann is both side. Nuno is mid, so it's fine. You want to try to make them stay on top. That's the thing. Okay. It's fine. A lot of damage. Ah! I would flash right there. Okay, nice.
I didn't switch to my gun.
Hmm. I went insta flash. Oh shit. Okay. So, let's summarize these things. You're being too passive in lane until you reach your 3 items power spike, which is understandable because your champion is like the theme of the champion, right? But the thing is, if you're able to do things that you shouldn't be supposed to, you shouldn't be able to because your enemy should be preventing them to do, right? I don't know if you get that or not. Like for example, if Syra is playing very passively, you can punish that. Absolutely, you should punish that. So you are accelerating yourself for free. If your support is playing aggro because they are letting them to do it, follow him up. Follow him up. If he's playing passively, respect a little bit. Okay.
Okay.
The way you kite, you have to click forward so your champion gets a little bit in of the range and manage to pull the auto attack off, and then you buy space and auto attack again, and so on. You can practice that with the craft in the practice tool. If you click just the craft outside of range, your champion will be like stuck in the animation. But if you do the overwalking thing, like walking past the craft and try to hit it, you will see the difference. And in fact, I want to show you it so you can do it yourself. So can you see my screen, right?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Okay. Yeah, I want to show you the thingy. So you see the difference. You use attack move, right?
Yeah, I got it bound to my A key.
Which key do you use?
A.
Okay. So it doesn't show the range. You just auto attack.
Oh, that's bound to my C, but attack move, like just plain is bound to my A. But attack move click is bound to C.
Hmm.
Las reglas se hicieron para romperse, como los edificios o la gente.
My client is on Spanish, by the way. So another thing is try to ping your intentions if you want to fight or not, if you want to recall as well, if you want to push the wave, everything. At first, it might be a little bit complicated, depending on what button do you use to ping. How do you do it? Which
I just do it with my mouse. Just
a button on your mouse?
Yeah, I just hold down the
Okay.
right click.
If it's comfortable for you, it's fine. I usually use G or B thing, but whatever works for you is fine. So, can you see my mouse?
Yeah, I can see everything.
Yeah. So, click here. Spawn the things. Here's the crab. Okay. So, this is my auto attack range. You see? I'm going to hit him once, so he starts lagging back. If I do this, I end the auto attack, and I have to get back in range. You see? But if I do this, auto attack, move, I buy some distance.
No te muevas, estoy tratando de matarte.
Okay? So this was the problem when you were chasing Kaiser, because you're doing this. So your champion is waiting for the cooldown to be up again and then walking. So you want to pick, move, pick, move, like that, and you will gain a lot of space. Nothing. Some mechanics with the champions again itself. So if you want to poke with W, right, it's fine, right? And then you want to do something like, you can in the middle of the attack you can purge your stack of Q of the attack speed. You see that you have them charged up. Switch to your rockets and switch back again, and you can preserve the stacks. You see?
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can do that, because if you do it in like this, I have my stacks, but if I switch to rockets and they wear off, you see that they fall off. You start to hit very, very slow. So you have to maintain the stacks. Rocket, rocket, machine gun. Rocket, rocket, machine gun. Rocket, rocket, machine gun. You see? So that way your DPS is way higher. Obviously, if you are too far away and you're not able to hit with your machine gun, you can just rocket, which is fine. And if you're in machine gun range, like let's say kiting backwards, you can do something like machine gun, traps. Oops. Like this. Rocket, if they fall off in the traps, then you can follow with the W, right, and keep gaining space. And that's the way you should be aiming for. Now another thing you can do is, if you are running through the jungle with Jinx, let's say that you are running from the Drake to blue, you can, let's say that these guys are following you, right? So you run, you place your traps, you can rocket, and then you can throw your W and you run away. Because your traps, if you throw your traps in an open space, they can walk around. But if you do it in a closed space, they can't walk around. They have to flash, jump over it, or something, right? And since they need time to activate, you don't have to place it on top of them. You have to place it a little bit further. So when you pass through it, they will activate. So let's see that they are following you, right? You throw your traps past yourself, and then when you pass the traps, they will activate, and you will lock them in. You can throw some auto attacks, right? With rocket, and in between auto attacks, you can use your W. Let's say rocket W, rocket E, rocket R. So you're using your cooldown of your auto attack to throw skills, and that's more effective than doing like auto attack, W, auto attack. You see? But yeah. What else? The build was fine. Now the thing I was worried about was cut down, because there were a lot of tanks. So as a general rule, 2 or more tanks, use cut down. And if they have a lot of tanks, instead of going for Infinity Edge, you can go to Lord Dominic's as well. If you feel that you're hitting way more the tanks than the squishy ones. And there's another build you can do, is like the utility quote-unquote build, which is let me give some gold. You go for your mythic, which can be Kraken or Gale Force, and then you can go for rapid fire cannon plus Sunrazor. Have you used this build before?
Yeah, I've used that build.
Okay, so this build is useful for catching people, because you have a lot of range with your rocket and your rapid fire cannon. So you can, for example, W someone, then land your empowered auto attack, and they will be slow as fuck. So then your team can follow up. So you are more like an utility ADC in that sense, when you want to catch people. Yeah. Another tip is for the usage of your R. Your R has is in a straight line, right? Now, the maximum damage that your R can get is when you are on the edge of your W. So if I hit a W at the very edge of the range, that's the range for my R to deal maximum damage based on distance. It deals 427, I think. 427. 427. And if I'm in maximum range of W, yeah, max range of W, you should do something similar. 416. Like if you're at exactly maximum range of W, it gets the cap damage. For you to know. Now to hit it in a better way, what you can do is, let's say that you were red side here, and they were over here, right? So you don't have to throw it in this angle, because they can walk towards right or left. Instead of that, you can throw it from this angle, right here. So they will only have the option to run towards north. so they have less options to dodge. The same thing goes if they are like close to a wall. You don't throw it like this. You have to try to throw it like this, like parallel to the wall. You see? Because they will only have to can dodge to both sides. You see?
Yeah.
Another thing is if they are here, you don't have to aim it on top of them. Instead of that, you can aim it here because the hitbox is way bigger. You see? And it will hit anyways, instead of wasting some space. Right? The same thing goes for this space like here. You don't have to hit it like this. You have to throw. You can throw it like in the middle, and it will be way easier to hit. The same thing goes for W. Is here. You don't have to aim it towards him like exactly. You have to aim it a little bit to the left. So if he moves towards left, you will hit it anyways. You see?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's like enough.
So the main thing is map awareness, and I need to stop playing too scared.
Yeah, and you have to practice that on laning. Your lane is like the root of it, of your fear.
Okay.
And maybe you will make mistakes, but if you don't do the mistakes now, you won't progress. That's the thing. And on the mid game, trying to ping more. If you want to do things, try to ping what you're thinking of. You're going to a fight, if you don't want to go to a fight, if you want to push the wave, if you want to fight for level 2, right? Yeah, and I will send you the... There's a support guy from Core JJ that's very good. That you should look. I will link you this link. That explains how to play support, but basically explains how to play bot lane, the whole. When you want to trade and stuff. Okay.
Okay.
So I will link you this. So, so is there anything you wanted to ask? Is there any like things you are worried about or something?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head at the moment.
Okay. Well, if you have like questions that are not present right now, you can ask them in Discord. You can DM me and I will try my best to respond to you. So yeah, I will be uploading the video later, so if you want to look at it again, and I will send you the link as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. I hope it helps.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem, man. Take care.
You too.
Bye bye.